I have a question. What is the most dreadful and shocking death of a fictional character in 2024? Lilia, Alice, or Agatha all went all along, or maybe Victor in the season 1 finale, the Penguin. But actually, nothing of these four would compare to this devastating death of a fan favorite and one of Netflix's most popular, most story-driven, and most exciting seasons of one of its original dramas. I know, I'm new to this thing, but I started having an interest in around mid-January. But what is that, or who is that? At the end of the day, I keep reminding of a character named Maybank, and it's kinda complicated, but it gets interesting. In today's video, I'm gonna show my inner heart as I will give my perceptions on this Outer Banks character and how I gave respect to the guy who played him after season 4. It's me, GYPSYASHIE, and welcome to the pilot episode of my new video essay series, The Cut. If you want more videos like this one, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell button so you don't miss new videos whenever I post. You have an option to set it to all, it means that you get all notifications, or personalize so you get occasional notifications. If you don't want any of those, just click none, means you don't get any notifications. You also wanted to visit my social media accounts by going to linktr.ee/GYPSYASHIE to take a look at all my social media accounts, ranging from YouTube to X and whatever you call it. So, please support this channel and all my other accounts too. Now, if you already did what I said, let's talk about Outer Banks for a second. Now, this Netflix original premiered on April 15, 2020, was created by the duo of Josh and Jonas Pate, with Shannon Burr joining them. The show stars Chase Stokes as the main guy in the Pokes, John Rutledge, or commonly John B. His girlfriend and later wife, Sarah Rutledge, Cameron, is played by Amanda Klein, and which she was surprised cook. And also, fun fact about these two were dating, at least for a short while. Common law relationships at those 2020 shows. It will be a treasure hunting group, which I've never seen this kind of series before. And it's kind of like National Treasure some sorts, or maybe like that. But yeah, and it's also composed of the following members: the son of a fisherman and the brain of the group, Pope Hayward, played by Jonathan Davis. Kiara Carrera, a cook turned Pope, is the character that Madison Bailey played, and it made a slick roll on the show, especially she did it John B. Ripley in the first season, which that didn't last longer as Sarah gets in. Weird, but anyways, John B. and Sarah Xavier turned enemy turned friend and member Cleo Anderson, played by Carlasha Grant, was a NASA girl having to grow in her father's boat. Oh, she grew up on that, that's pretty interesting. And she made her debut in season 2. Yeah, she didn't make any appearance in season 1 before this. That was basically ish, and actually, she actually did it Pope. You heard it right, folks. Other notable characters outside the Pokes are Sarah's close relatives. His brother, Wave Cameron, is played by Starkey, and his father, Ward, late father, Ward, is played by Charles Aston. And in the series, you might know that actually, Ward has taken John B. seriously, especially when he adopted him from foster care and middle of season 1. And she did have a former love interest with Tupper Thornton, played by Austin North. Which kinda sounds really weird, especially when he literally played that well, especially in one of the weirdest moments in season 1 is the moment where cooks have to drink. You better not believe what I have to say. They have to drink urine for some reason. This is not great. Why did I say that? But anyways, but the other character in the Pokes and everyone's fan favorite is of course the one talking about here. Let me explain this. Jackson Gruff, full name for J.J. Maybank, proposed adoption by Luke Maybank, was the loose cannon in the Pokes. He is the latest in a quote-unquote long line of fishing, drinking, fended owning fires who made their living off the water. John B. describes him as the quote-unquote best server he knows. JJ was erratic and often didn't think before he acted. He was feisty and quick-tempered, but also always up for a laugh and an adventure, which kinda sounds okay. But yeah, and he was sometimes a liability but is also brave and loyal to a fault, always ready to look out for an event at any turn. And since season 3, JJ dated fellow Pogue member Kiara Carrera, which had to continue that until his death at the end of season 4. Shocker, I know, but we'll get to that moment where he died later. But anyways, JJ Maybank was originally born as the son of Larissa Jenrette and Chandler Buff, and presumably around 2003. He was presumed to have drowned alongside his mother as a baby. However, Luke Maybank adopted him and let him believe his mother was a random girlfriend of his. JJ has a troubled home life. His father Luke is an alcoholic and a drug addict. One example is when Luke was leaving various places before I knew that was JJ's father. Yeah, he's having a temper tantrum here. Luke can't hold down a legitimate job and is insinuated that he's part of a nefarious deals about the OPX. He's also physically and mentally abuses JJ, as you can see in various episodes. His mother never appears, but his father does mention that she left, blaming JJ for it. His father often has frequent violent outbursts, which led to JJ's own struggles with violent behavior. And he's Janvi's old friend, having been friends with him since 3rd grade. However, later in the series, it was revealed that his side, as he knew it, was all one big giant lie. Luke told him that he's not actually his real father, which means that JJ is actually Larissa and Chandler's biological son. To make things even worse, he's born a full cook. Whoa, that's really weird. That's gonna hurt. And as I mentioned, JJ was dating Kiara Carrera at the time of his death. Was been in love with for years, if not months. And to be honest, his character is kind of going insane. But let's take a look at the backstory throughout his appearances before his death in season 4.
Throughout season 1, JJ is seen hanging out with Pogues and getting into trouble. They love to drink beer, ride on a boat, and go on adventures. JJ, along with the Pogues, decide to search for the missing gold from the shipwreck, the Royal Merchant. And this is where they follow clues and get into a few altercations in order to finally track down the gold. Once they do, they're only initially able to achieve a little gold, which JJ tries to sell in a pawn shop, but it did not. Yes, so which is kind of a bit weird about this, but okay. But anyways, JJ is always butting heads with the cooks. He encourages Pope's idea to sink Topper's boat, but when the cops come to arrest Pope, JJ takes the blame for it and goes to jail instead, and which his father, his adopted father versus Perfect, was so mad and enraged. And at the end of season 1, JJ helps John B make his escape from the police. He steals his water boat and lends it to John B, which In the second season, JJ, Kiara, and Poe find out that Sarah and John B are still alive, but they're in Nassau, the Bahamas. The 3 others try to clear John B's name as he is still found guilty for the murder of Chef Susan Maturkin, in which she was killed by Wave when she was trying to arrest Ward before he escapes to the Bahamas, murdering Big John in the penultimate season 1 episode. JJ, Kiara, and Poe found out that Ward Cameron paid the man who flew the airplane to not tell anybody that he saw Wave kill the sheriff. They film Ward's interaction with the man and how he kills him and loses the gun, the murder weapon. Ward sees them and they have to flee. They accidentally destroy the material, so they have to come back to the drain in which the gun fell into and get it out. Later on, the group reunites and they go on a search for the Golden Cross. JJ then helps his dad leave the island. Okay, but okay, then it's basically what it is. But JJ's father, or her adopted father that much, is a little bit chaotic than his real father is.
And then in season 3, JJ and the Pogues are getting by on a deserted island in which they called it Boatlandia. They see a plane and flag down the pilot, thinking that they are going to be rescued. The group agree that he is their only chance of getting off the island, so yeah, they decide to go along with what he says. They get on the plane. JJ asks Jamie why he was flying in this area, and he tells them it's to fish for Wahoo, and you could realize Wahoo aren't in season, and so he must be lying, which is weird. And yeah, it's a little bit unexpected to see that happen. But anyways, they see a photo of the boat they used before in Jimmy's back, and then discomfort interferes. They fight with Jamie and the plane crashes in water. John beats Sarah, JJ, Bob, and Leos swim away. JJ and the Pokes are desperate to find Carol, who was separated from them after the crash, and they find her, but Carlos and his friend find them first, determined to kidnap them still. The Pokes then ran away, and then JJ goes back to the other banks, where he and the Pokes once more, but Wave and Barry haven't gotten to it first and melts it. Great! Yeah, the Pokes try to find their way to South America to rescue Big John, which in Season 3 was alive, but eventually he'll die later. Yeah, Kiara's parents are not happy and decide to force her to a wilderness camp called Kitty Hawk, which in real life is the site where the White Brothers made their first flight there, but not mentioning there's all the events of them in the series, even if there is, so JJ goes and brings her out. They kiss, which elevates me. Okay. Yeah, Kiara and JJ meet with Barracuda Mike because they made a deal to give him part of the El Dorado treasure if he gets them secure transportation to South America. JJ and Kiara get to South America with Barracuda Mike, and then they reunite with the rest of the Pokes. They find the treasure and are thrilled, but 18 months later, JJ brought a boat. An old man apologizes to the Pokes, complimenting their discovery of El Dorado, and he has a proposition for them. Help him find Blackbeard's treasure. Ah, great. Yeah. To be honest, I have to say that the events of Season 3 is even more intensive than that Season 2 or Season 1 for that matter, especially the moment where JJ and Kiara kiss, but we'll get to that later as we're gonna get through Season 4. And as the event of Season 4 goes in, after returning with gold from El Dorado, the Pokes decided, well, to buy JJ's family property, hoping to transform it into a shared home and business. When they secure the land, JJ's emotional reaction at the auction leads them to overpay, creating financial strain right from the start. Determined to help, JJ bets their last remaining gold nugget in the risky dirt bike rig. The duo but loses, placing the group in a tight financial bind with a looming tax bill. This reckless decision leaves JJ feeling responsible and pushes him to seek any possible way to help the Pokes stay afloat. The group's luck take a turn when they receive attention for their El Dorado discovery and are invited by West Gen Red to discuss Blackbird's legacy and a cursed amulet hidden off Gold Island. JJ head first into the mission, eager for adventure and redemption as they set out to retrieve the amulet, which West claims could lift a 300-year-old family curse. Oh, great, this is really weird. But anyways, when rival treasure hunter Lightner confronts them underwater, JJ briefly fights back, stabbing Lightner to defend himself and Kiara. Though injured, JJ managed to bring the amulet back to the surface, a triumphant yet costly achievement that reinforces his commitment to the Pokes and their shared mission. As their troubles escalate, JJ's loyalty and quick thinking becomes critical when the group is suspected of foul play after West's sudden death. JJ takes a key role deflecting police suspicion, distracting Officer Shope, while the others cover up of their recent conflicts. Oh great, this is going to be wild. But anyways, he stays protective of his friends even when faced with Topper's taunts on the beach. Tempers his anger to prevent further trouble. Those intense moments captured on video, putting the group under even more scrutiny. And a shocking revelation, JJ discovers through a letter from West that Chandler Glove, West's strange partner, is actually his biological father, JJ the heir to the Gold Island property. This revelation, coupled with the mystery surrounding his mother's tragic death on a boat called the Albatross, shakes JJ's sense of identity and loyalty. Despite this personal turmoil, he remains steadfast at helping the Pokes uncover Blackbeard's secrets, using his newly uncovered connections to push forward. And when the Pokes lose Portlandia, JJ's pent up anger leads him to start a riot. He trades fists with police officers, runs away only to destroy shop windows, steals chops and set fire to trash cans to spite the crooks. JJ also destroys many things in the rental office of the man who was taking Portlandia. Later, there was a warrant out for JJ's arrest with a suspicion of murder. The police assumed that he was responsible for killing Hollis Robinson, who was shot dead by Chandler Gruff. Chandler, however, put the gun he used to kill her and the Twinkie which he advised JJ to leave at the place. JJ did so, not knowing what his father had been up to minutes before. Continuing uses JJ's trust and manipulates him the fact that he is his dad. He always reminds him of it when he's in trouble and needs JJ's help to try to convince him to help him this way. JJ's trust in him is completely ruined when he realizes that Chandler killed Larissa Jeanette and Chandler tries to kill him. Later, JJ doesn't save his life in Morocco. How did he does give Chandler a chunk of water for survival. So when Chandler saves himself, he goes after them again, which is weird. JJ finds the ground and wants to be with Kiara, but Chandler answers up to them and threatens Key's life. And losing Key is important, so JJ gives up the ground for her, but Chandler wants payback for being left dead for his son, so unfortunately kills him and loses the crown. When he reaches Turkey, he is so sad and shocked. That's the reason why she and the Pokes plus Wave have to get revenge on Chandler, saying the final season of it's in a quote-unquote intensive care unit. What a tragic end, I guess. But it's time to set up my opinions for this thing. So anyways, as for me, I really kinda have a decent look at him at the first season, especially the post when he fought with his adopted father Luke, especially the money, and when JJ got arrested, his father felt disappointed. It's kinda weird, but how it does happen. You know, JJ's been through a lot of problems, especially himself. Also, the moments where he bodyguarded in almost every episode, but the iconic of those was when he shot it in the beach in episode 1, which is the point where Topper and John B fought. It's really stupid with the cookie guys named Wave, Topper, and Kells, and sometimes Barry, which is technically not a cook or something, but he's disguised as a police officer. Step aside. He's chill, a freak, and an amused guy. Literally in every episode up to season 3. As well in the second season, it's less intense than the previous. It did have a bit of screen time in every season 2 episode, to be honest. Also, when everything's said and Cleo's short script, it's getting even weirder that the same JJ I always knew went even more raucous. But evenly, season 3's where powerful things come to arise, especially with himself dating Kiara. Kiara might be cool, but dating John B briefly in season 1 before finding out about Sarah Segrin in the middle of season 1 so stupid. Dating JJ in the following 2 seasons is really cool. Really, like how they interact, and it looks like it's a new favorite for fans out there. Pokelandia, which is located in the outskirts of, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the Caribbean. Let me know if I got that wrong or right. Anyways, it's okay to live, but it's really packed. Literally packed. For me, it's really packed in this season. Season 4 is the most tragic and powerful of all his appearances. In the beginning, he was getting to seriousness with his real dad, Jeanette, and the existence of the emulate, or for that matter, to be found. And a little B tier moment, but okay, the part when he went to chaos in the episode 6 of season 4, or I think the middle of season 4, is basically the best moment of the show. I mean it. He went board smashing? What a mix of a guilt animated troublemaker? Really, this is not a very calm, chill, and windy character in the Netflix original. This is the dragon Pokes. I know, his Kiara relationship might be cool, but this moment is really better. Been through a lot up to the season finale. Okay, let's revisit that moment, and yeah, those spoilers are long gone now, so I have feel free to explain this. It's kind of been even honest to say, honest to goodness, but JJ might felt even so stupid about this. But for those who are fans of Woody Pancow, you have to play JJ. Brace yourself for this. So, when the Pokes went to Agapenta, the same place where Rafe and Chandler stopped, where he found his dad in the empty well, being pushed by Wave when he was attempting to kill him, and of course, he literally dropped his water! This caused Stange to power himself up. The search for the Blue Crown is really momentous, the last of his very iconic moments of the show. He had a survival sandstorm to find it. Chandler's really stupid when he captured Kiara, which JJ did not worth it if he lost her, so he trades the Blue Crown for Kiara, which is unfortunate, but it gets even tragic from here. Could be a friendly team. Really? That's intentional. But it's unfortunate to see him gone. Chandler stabbed his son in the stomach, twisting the knife, shocked Kiara in shambles, the Pokes went emotionally damaged, and so does the fans. How he could survive any attempts to kill him for a very small knife? It's really shocking to me. Even the fans knew that Rudy was done of this. Really. This is the most shocking death of 2024 TV. I know. And Kiara wants revenge because of this. So it's tragic to see this guy go, but the actor will still be there even outside of OBX. He wants to have a very okay movie outside of this. So that's why the writing staff killed him off. Unregrettable. It's truly a reasonable reason to permanently kill him off the show. JJ is really the best character in the show, in my opinion, besides John B. and Sarah. At least for me. He's strict, stupid, amused, fun-sized, must-see TV in a very rocky way. Everyone in the fandom would never forget his best moments in the show, even inside the scene or outside. Truly, it's an unforgettable character. And because of how unforgettable this guy is, especially after the events of Season 4, well, there was a lot of demand to bring back JJ into the show. Even though Rudy doesn't have that interest anymore. So I have to give this topic, the topic is about my perceptions on JJ Maybank, a 9.5 out of 10 out of the rating meter. Now, that rating meter is basically a thing where I have to rank my thoughts on any topics in every episode of the cut, which will be basically similar to that of Mr. Japan with his Pugon series. Weird much? Alright, so with that being said, that'll be it for the first episode of the cut. Yeah, it's basically what it feels like, but now I am really fired up, so this would be an exciting time for me, especially. Yeah, and it's been 5 years since the first episode, or for that precise, the first season of Outer Banks came out on Netflix, and I highly recommend you need to rewatch it before the final season, which is about to premiere next year. And filming for season 5 just get started. It really started just literally, I think, 5 months, exactly 5 months after the death of JJ Maybank, when The Blue Crown premiered. Yes, November 7, 2024 was the day part 2 of season 4 came out, with the remaining 5 episodes. And yeah, to be honest, it's getting really crazy here, but it's mostly anticipated for me, but can't wait to see how this will go. Especially the fact that the final season will set things off, especially Chandler's, and the post find revenge for the death of JJ. This is gonna be an exciting season that I will never forget. That can't wait for the trailer and can't wait for everything will happen. Yeah, and I don't know what Kiara is gonna do since she lost JJ, and I don't know what person she'll date now. Hope it would be Wave or someone else, or I don't think so. The wedding staff would cast a new guy to put a brand new character in the show. I don't know. Or we can put Rudy Pankow back to the show. It's your choice. Wedding staff is your choice. Just make your decisions wisely. So, yeah, as I said, that'll be it for this episode of the cut. I don't want to end this longer, just want to end it now. So, thank you guys for watching this episode, the pilot of the cut, and make sure you like this video. Comment if you have any suggestions, or if you were praised with this episode, subscribe to this channel, so and also on my other channels, and you can turn on the notification bell button, and you have options to set it to all posted online or not, so you don't miss new videos whenever I post. And you can check out my link tree, which is in the description below, to check out all my socials. So with that being said, we'll see you in the next video. And the next topic I'm going to talk about is about the mid-90s. And you know what I mean, it's TV, and I just wanted to explain a lot of things about that. So, yeah, so make the switch, folks. So anyways, we'll see you around in the next video.